So guys, what is going on? Alex here, back for another video. So, as you guys know, the ban list is going to be around the corner, and I'm going to be talking more about decks at the moment and the situation that we're in, and what needs to actually happen to get rid of the shit that we're in. At the moment, we're in a problematic sort of meta. The meta's dead. It's boring. It's unfun to play. Like I remember, like 2 years ago, when you had Burning Abyss, you had Monarchs, you had Cosmo, Blue Eyes, you had um even Madolche's topping, and at least that was a fun like sort of meta. Like in a way, like it was dead. Like those decks were boring to play against, but at least it wasn't one deck that was topping everything. The same thing when it came to Zodiac format. Like, guys, I know you're going to say, oh, but Zodiac was tier 0 as well. At least you were able to mix and match with that sort of archetype. At least it wasn't all the same deck, but it kind of feels like, with SPYRAL, it's just let's all play the exact same cards and let's all just win the exact same game using the exact same everything. Like this is the whole thing that SPYRAL has. It's, hey, let's get out 3 Firewall Dragons and a sleeper, and have like all the other stuff with a resort out disallowing you to destroy anything. Oh wait, there's more. I have a hand trap. 2 hand traps in my hand. This is the boredom that this game is at the moment. It's like, you can't destroy anything, and I really know what to really say. Like, the whole thing that this game has come to is it's come down to a boring format, a format that needs to just be reset. And I remember when I said a few like a ban list or two ago, when Zoo got completely shafted, they're going to reset the meta. They reset it. They reset it, actually. They did do a good reset, but they left a lot open, and that's the problem here now. Now, like, SPYRAL here, the moment Helix came out, is the day the Earth stood still in Yu-Gi-Oh format. And this is what the damage has been done. And now, like, even in OCG, like I was watching Capital G's video, shouts to him. It gave me the idea of just making me think, no, my opinion on SPYRALs is just going to completely change now. I'm saying this, right, when it comes to SPYRALs, at least one of these cards will be banned. I think Master Plan will more than likely go to 0, Resort will go to 1, and in Helix will either be, I think Helix would go to 1 or be untouched. It's one or the other. I think these cards here are the most dangerous out of all of them. Master Plan and Resort. I've seen people who play SPYRAL say Master Plan should be banned, and I've seen other people say Resort should be limited. I think both of them will get hit now, and my opinion's completely changed with how things have just been hit. What I was talking about before. My ban list prediction, I think Master Plan will probably go to 0, and it's just too good a card. Like, the whole thing of these two, the synergy is just way too good, and this is how plays start to explode, and this is where the tier 0-ness comes with. The thing is, right, when the idea of Link to come out was the whole thing that, you had to play cards to get other extra deck cards. Like, Link is already one of a good idea that so far, similar to what happened with Pendulum, is just gone wrong, because the whole thing that SPYRAL is the fact that you're able to mix and match all these Link monsters that you weren't really supposed to be mix and matching before. Like, Helix came out, and like I don't even think that the OCG had intended Helix to do the amount of stuff that it did. Like, it came out and it just started a huge like nuclear bomb, just dropped a huge nuclear bomb on Yu-Gi-Oh and just said, you know what, no, unless you're playing SPYRAL, fuck you. Because that's basically what this is. Like, Helix, you've created a huge issue that needs to be resolved, and that is the start of it. Like, I think the whole thing is spirals need to be neutered. They can't make it. If they make it through this ban list and then this next ban list, then I'm going to be in complete shock. But I think they're just going to be gone. But yeah, they are the problem. But let's have a look and see another thing in this deck that Capital G was going over, and those are the hand traps. Hand traps in today are making me bored. They're really making me bored. They're actually making me so frustrated in what this game's doing. Like, hand traps are a good idea, right? It's a very good idea, but the way they're made is just so bad. Like, you've got hand traps like Droll and Lockbird, Ghost Ogre, Ash Forehead, and Maxi. Like, in my opinion, in these hand traps, right? Maxi is pretty standard, you know. It's either Maxi goes to 3 or it goes to 0. Can't be at 1. It's just ridiculous. Like, I think personally it should go back to 3, because the whole difference between Maxi and these other hand traps is just the fact that Maxi, you know, it interferes with plays in the sense that, you know, it makes your opponent will put it down and say, okay, hey, are you sure you want to carry on with your play? Are you sure? Because if you do, then I'm going to benefit from it. That's the whole thing with it. But if you know, if they you know, ban Maxi, then, you know, that's not going to be you know, a thing. But my opinion to this, right, is if spirals go and the game slows down a lot more, then Maxi isn't even going to be an issue. If it goes back to 3, it doesn't matter, because, you know, the game's going to be slower. Ash Forehead's a different story. I think it's just going to go to 1 straight off. Yeah, again, Ghost Ogre is going to stay, Droll and Lockbird limited, and all this sort of stuff. I think what's going to happen next format, after spirals go, and if hand traps get neutered, the game is going to slow down. And this is what needs to happen. The game needs to slow down. Like, the game, like, Helix was the main culprit of this, and I think the whole thing with spirals coming out and doing the damage that they've done was a good idea. And I know what loads of people are going to say, like, oh wait, but you've just said that you hated it. Yeah, I know, but the whole thing with this is that this is the same thing that happened with Pepe. Konami will learn from what these spirals have done to us. They will learn that if they create these sorts of decks that can mix and match and do things that they weren't intended to do, there's gonna be bad effects. There's gonna be things that there's just things are gonna happen that they didn't intend to happen. That, like, Helix was only supposed to be a actual, like, you know, link monster for Spiral. That is genuinely it. It wasn't supposed to be a link monster that comes out and just ruins the whole game for everyone. That's not what was intended. Like, they evenly matched as well. You know, that's another culprit, hand trap that didn't, like, that's stupid again. But I was going to talk about that another time. But yeah, this is like another one. What's that? What's that? What's that? Metal Foe. I can't even remember what the name is. Yeah, Electromite. This card is going to be a problem as well, in my opinion, and it's. I think, like, the whole thing that this has done, like, the whole thing with, like, Link Monsters, Konami really needs to start learning from these from these Link Monsters, and just realize, you know what, you can't bring out these Link Monsters and make them have such unnecessary effects that you didn't exactly want them to have from the start, because this is how these problems are going to happen. You have to think outside of the box first before you can create these. I know this was an OCG card. The Helix was an OCG card that came to the TCG. Of course, the TCG Spiral was originally just our archetype. But, you know, this is what's going to happen if you can't think about these cards properly. Don't make them, because this is what's going to happen. Electromite's going to do the exact same thing. It's going to cause an exact same problem. I know it will because the effect is too strong, and I think Pendulum, unless they get hit as well, they're going to become tier 0 because of this card. And you know, this is going to be how I think the game's going to go. Anyway, that is my opinion on it. If you guys enjoy the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.